Cheers! Welcome to MovieBitches! Episode 228. Tonight we're reviewing Blinded by the Light.
Except it's not that version.
Oh, that's right, it's not.
I always thought the line was, wrapped up like a douche. Rolling in the net. But it's deuce.
That makes sense.
Like a car.
Yeah. A car?
Like a deuce coupe.
Oh, sure.
I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I always thought it was wrapped up like a douche.
Love that. Could it be a deuce as in like a playing card? Or a deuce as in like a piece of poop?
Deuce Bigelow.
What's that?
Male gigolo?
No, I mean, I know that, but like what
That's
is the
just
deuce?
his name.
Oh, okay, great.
His name is Deuce.
Wrapped up like a deuce. Bigelow, male gigolo. In the middle of the night. Anyway, first things first.
I mean, how could you forget? There's a glaring beacon here.
Ding, 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 wine, wine, wine. It really does look like a goblet. Like a giant, giant goblet.
I feel like I should be drinking from it and having blood flashbacks. Right? Like from Underworld?
Yeah.
Just being like, ah.
Anyway, shout out to our wine sponsor, Wink. Trywink.com/WinkBitches. You get $22 off your first month of blood. I mean, wine. So first things second, subscribe, thumbs up, turn on the little bell notifications, follow us on Instagram, Twitter.
Yes.
Thank you to our Patreon subscribers. $5 a month or more gets you early access. We have new tiers. Check it out. We appreciate you guys. It means the world to us.
Also, you might get a hand in naming this beauty.
Ooh, yeah.
Black Beauty.
That's it.
Well, I mean, we did have a whole plan.
You guys can vote, but our vote is for Black Beauty.
I mean,
and we do own 51% of this company.
I thought you were going to say we do own multiple copies of Black Beauty. 'Cause that's also true. Isn't it Black Beauty also like a pill? Like a...
Possibly.
Like a, doll?
A doll. Maybe.
I feel like that's a thing.
Isn't it also a flower?
Black Narcissus.
Sure. I don't know.
Really underrated Michael Powell movie. Check it out. It's great.
Black Beauty.
Black Narcissus? I mean, not mad about it.
Not mad, but...
It's like narcissus,
You're going to drown in your wine?
Yeah. Maybe Black Narcissus, harder to pronounce, more obscure of a reference.
Yeah.
We'll put the poll up. You guys can decide. I'm into it.
Well, Patreon gets to decide.
That's true.
You get to comment with your submissions. So, Blinded by the Light, the new Gurinder Chadha movie. She directed Bette Beckham.
Yes. Most famously.
Spoiler alert, I guess. And there's not really much to spoil.
Nothing to spoil, but if you want to go into it fresh, I would recommend it. It's very good and cute, and the music is particularly if you love Bruce Springsteen.
Absolutely.
You'll obviously love it even more.
Yep.
And I would recommend it.
Yeah, especially I recommend it to my mom. It's like a good parent movie, I feel like. Where it's like, oh, it's a nice time at the movies.
My parents loved it.
Yeah. The plot is we're in 1980s outside of London. There's a Pakistani boy who wants to be a writer, and his dad is like, no, you have to study economics and have a real career, and it's all about him discovering himself while he is acquainted with the music of Bruce Springsteen.
Yes.
And I really love this movie. I think maybe more so than other people that I've introduced to it.
I really, really liked it. I wouldn't say I loved it.
I get that. It's not perfect.
No.
But it was so
There's so
charming
much to like about it.
And earnest.
Yes.
And just a little cheesy in the right ways. I don't know, it really made me happy.
It reminded me of like a Penny Marshall movie.
Yes.
And there's that was just a good time at the movies.
Yep.
I think it could have been just a little tighter.
Yes.
The plot didn't have a forward momentum driving force, and so the middle was just a little meandering for me. But that being said, I really did like it quite a bit.
Yeah, I get that. And the musical elements.
Inconsistent, but not consistently inconsistent.
Exactly. Because we start off when we're first introduced, he doesn't get introduced to Bruce Springsteen for a while into the movie. I think it could have been a little early.
I was like, I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
Let's give me the boss. Let's do it.
Yeah. I think it could have been a little earlier, but he first gets introduced. It's this big storm outside, and it's
the
windy.
hurricane.
I know, right? It was a lot.
I mean, this was very. We gotta go back to the beginning. We gotta go back to. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there.
Okay.
So my question, which is what was leading me into this. So in the beginning of the movie, he's in the voiceover, and he says something to the extent of, "Ugh, my dad is treating me like I'm 6 instead of 16." He says 16 is his age.
Okay.
And so I was like, cool, he's in high school.
Yeah.
And then an hour into the movie, they were like, college. Like, we're in college.
No, that's just British. It's like second form, first form. I don't know the forms.
I was confused.
It is because we have a different school system and like the different forms.
Okay. Because I was like, 16, totally, I get it. You're feeling that music. I mean, you know how important music is to you when you're 16 and you're feeling all of it and it's going, you're, oh my God, and the storm outside and
right. Oh my God,
like,
these lyrics just move my soul. That's what was so cute about it.
To me, and I was like, I get it. But then when they were like, I'm in college, I was like, what? No.
British college.
British college. Okay. Never mind. Because I was like, they're all living at home. This is confusing. What's going on? His friend doesn't seem to be in school. He seemed to be a dropout. And then I was like, oh, that makes sense. If the other kid's in college and he's a gap year. Anyway.
Now.
I don't know.
To be fair.
Yeah.
I think there's certain different levels of like.
You could stop.
Yeah.
You're going on to your age.
Or you go into different. Exactly. He went into like the honors.
You don't have to.
No, you could also just finish out your fourth form or whatever. I don't know.
Great. I don't know about British schooling.
He definitely was doing something more rigorous.
Right. AP.
Yes, exactly. Whatever.
I retract my qualm. Similar themes to Bend It Like Beckham.
Yes, very
overbearing
similar.
Family, tradition.
Yep.
You can't go off and do, this creative thing or this non-traditional thing. You have to stick to the plan. And overprotective parents, like a lot of the same themes or whatever. Stay away from the girls and follow the Jews. That really made me laugh.
It was like just inappropriate enough where I was just like, that's silly.
Because the movie wasn't like, yeah, great idea, like do that. Like the movie wasn't like a proponent of the suggestion. It was just like, oh, Dad.
I did not expect in 2019 for this movie to be so relevant and poignant.
Oh, sure.
But there's an entire element of the film, like a real subplot that's just about how his whole family is mistreated in England as being a Pakistani family, and there's this whole, what were they called?
Like white supremacists.
Yeah, there's all these white supremacists that have a march and everything else, and it's just like, oh God. I mean, when they started, because I watched it at Sundance, and it was powerful then. I just watched it again now, and when they started shouting, "Send them home," it was just like, Jesus fucking Christ. And this movie obviously was made before
it's a period piece.
But all of that I thought was really
relevant,
well done.
Well done.
Yeah.
Impactful, important.
And a good way.
A good lead-in for anyone with a conversation or an open mind.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, very that. I thought it was like, ooh, you suck him in with Bruce Springsteen, and then you throw on the racism is bad.
It's a great combination. You sucker punch him,
A 1-2.
A 1-2, a distraction with the boss. You're gonna be like, come here.
Yeah.
Oh no! Get rid of those racist thoughts.
Yes.
Get out of here. Be tolerant. But speaking of it being a period piece, I thought it did a good job of being very 80s without being 80s nostalgic.
Yes.
It's just like casual 80s.
Well, and particularly it's mostly, the clothing, obviously.
But it's not so, it's not trying so hard.
Well, I think it helped that he's like wearing a fucking denim vest that he cuts the...
Timeless look.
I'm not gonna lie, he looked so much better when he was like wearing those clothes.
God, right?
I was like, oh, you're like 12 times cuter now.
12.
No, and then I thought they did a good job. A lot of the 80s-ness was in the non-Bruce Springsteen soundtrack. The musical numbers were Springsteen, and everything else pretty much was just, 80s synth pop. Loved it.
So they're like gonna make this a musical, right?
I would think so.
There was already that Bruce Springsteen like musical that he was like in. That everyone was talking about for like a hot minute. But then this just like makes sense, right?
This seems like it'd be a great musical. It'd be really lovely. Get good talent.
Take my money.
Broadway does that though. Broadway usually focuses on talent.
Oh yeah, because that's
what it's about.
Otherwise you're closed.
Yep. You could get like a splashy person to come in for like the first month or two or whatever, right?
Right, but then...
Who has to have some amount of talent, but like, whatever. And then they leave, and you're like, cool. And then, everyone comes to just see whoever replaced them. Often much better. You want to know some drama? When I went to go see The Color Purple somewhat recently, it was originally Jennifer Hudson.
Uh-huh.
And then she left, and Heather Headley replaced her.
Oh, yeah, you were talking about her.
I was talking about, she's amazing. Amazing. Apparently, when they were rehearsing, she was like, why are you all, like, not giving it your all? Like, come on, like, I'd like to have more. And apparently, they were all told that they couldn't outshine Jennifer. And she was like, nope,
bitch!
I want the opposite. I want all of you to be trying to outdo me at every fucking
and then I will try to outdo
exactly,
you.
like, everyone needs to up their game and try and outdo the other person. It's like, yes, bitch. Because she knows that she can take them all. But...
she can take it all.
But I thought that was so interesting. It was like, So quick commercial break, and we will be back with more Bruce Springsteen.
And Matt's dad.
Yeah.
Rob Brydon from The Trip.
And the trip to Italy.
The trip to Italy.
And the trip to Spain.
And the trip to Spain.
And I think they're doing another one.
He's not Steve Coogan.
No, but
I love him.
Oh my God, no, Steve Coogan. But I love both of them.
Right? Like, there's something about Steve Coogan,
no, I didn't mean like that.
Oh, but there is something about Steve Coogan.
Whatever floats your boat.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Just something. Just something.
Okay, well, he certainly is charismatic and charming.
There's
like something weird. It's like, I want to hang out with you, at the very least.
There's an aura.
Sure.
But anyway.
No.
Not talking about Steve Coogan.
No, we're talking about Rob, who does not do as good of a Michael Caine as he thinks.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. She was only 16 years. I can't do it. But
he was only 16.
She was. I can see what you did. I did. That was good.
But I did think that he and the actual DJ guy, who was like dressed like Boy
looked like they were
I was like,
father-son.
he should be the son.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, this is. Hold on.
Yep.
Hold the phone.
I also thought that he or his character weren't great in the movie.
It seemed like they got him and wrote that part.
Because
he was available on
Yep.
a couple of days.
Yep.
And that he's a name.
Yep.
Ish. That's what it felt like
to the Brits. It was a little weird because, especially like the weirdest for me was when in the musical number he starts singing with him. It was confusing because there's like a musical number where people, including Rob Brydon, stop and sing.
There was dancers.
There was dancing. Everyone's singing and dancing even though there's no music, diegetically.
Yeah.
And then he has a fantasy sequence within this fantasy musical sequence where he envisions a fantastical music, like
fantastical, where it was confusing.
So it was a little
musical
weird.
Within a music.
Yeah.
Inconsistent.
Yes.
And I was like, huh.
Yes.
But then later, the big musical number, loved it.
Loved it.
Born to Run.
Baby, but there's also music, but
it starts diegetically.
It starts diegetically, and then it expands into the world. Yes, and I loved that. Loved it.
Loved it. I think my biggest issue with the movie, why I didn't like fully love it, I really wish that the sister character had been more developed and developed earlier. Because he just sort of says, oh, my younger sister is the only one that understands me. But he's always just saying those things and we never actually see any of it. Until about an hour in.
Right.
When they start covering for each other. But that seemed like something that should have been going on the whole time and that's why they were so close.
Sure. Although it seemed kind of like, to me, it felt more like he was finally starting to break the rules a little bit.
Right.
And then he realized that his sister had been doing this much longer than him the whole time. She was cooler than him.
I like that, but I just wish they'd had a few more scenes where they just talked as brother and sister and like we understood their relationship. Like she didn't even have a scene where she was like, you go do it, you be a writer. Like,
right.
I'm championing you. I wish it had been sprinkled throughout.
Sure.
And been a little bit more about them maybe.
Sure.
And their relationship. Because I was into that. When they go to the dance club and stuff, I was like, yes, I love this. And he's like, oh my God, all these kids are goofing off?
Yeah.
Yes! I guess I should have turned on my teenage brain for this.
A little bit.
Them, like, him constantly just like quoting grammatically not really great Bruce Springsteen lines at people, specifically at her in a romantic way, was not great for me. I was like, oh dear. Because all he was, it would be like a line, they'd be like, and ain't this whatever? Like, it's just like not really. Just like real colloquial.
It's that was what I
very
found.
high school.
See, that's what it is.
Very high
That's what
school.
I found so charming about it, because at first it's annoying. You're like, oh God, this is going to be insufferable. Like, he's obnoxious. And then you're like, oh, he's a kid who's learned and just so obsessed, and like, he's so obsessed.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, though, he's learned to be less obsessed. And he's like, I've gotten over this. A little bit. He's still gone to.
He quotes it at her face
all the time
at the very end of the movie and says, and then
No, she quoted it to him, I thought.
They quoted it at each other.
Well, whatever. I mean,
now that I know he was officially 16 and in high school and not some bizarro college situation, I can give him a bit of a pass.
I mean, I thought it was a cute coming of age story. He's growing up and learning things through the lens of Bruce Springsteen.
I did like it. I did really like it. I just was like, oh boy.
If you take a different look at it, and it's like, then it's kind of cute.
It's totally cute, and also, oh boy.
Yeah, well, sure. It's one of those things where you're just like, oh God, remember it when I was a kid?
Remember when I was like that?
Yeah. And I just thought this was the deepest. Oh, these lyrics really moved me.
I'm writing down these Everclear lyrics in my journal because I'm feeling them inside. Oh boy. Guys, it was real. I was into it.
Baby, we were born to run.
Him and his friend who introduced him to Bruce Springsteen.
Yes. I loved him too. I thought he was really good.
Loved him. Loved their friendship.
Yes.
Thought it was great.
Yeah, that was really nice to see, just like a good friendship.
Just that, like, you'll thank me later.
Oh my God.
I mean, I had those conversations. You're welcome. Spreading the joy.
Sleepaway Camp.
That's basically what this whole YouTube channel is about. We haven't talked about Miss Clay.
Loved her.
That's Haley Atwell.
Yes.
Who's Mrs. Captain America.
Oh, crazy.
Agent Carter.
Right, huh. What else is she in?
Mostly that.
Oh, great. Okay.
She kind of looks like Clea Duvall.
Oh,
like just a ounce.
Sure.
Like Clea Duvall. I kept going, is that Clea Duvall?
I liked her, though. She kind of reminded me of the teacher in Matilda.
Yeah, just like a really nice... Miss Honey.
Miss Honey.
Yes, and you are a good teacher, and you're empowering people, and yes, and yes, and yes.
Yeah, some of her choices were like a little yikesies.
And I submitted you to this thing. Like, I wish a little bit he had found his own agency slightly. He needs validation from everyone else, and he by the end he does. But like, it's like, I submitted you to this. He needed the neighbor to be like, you were in the paper. Like, everyone had to like be like, you're great. You're great.
I think he needed that to know.
100%.
Because his parents were like, you can never do this.
Yeah. It was nice he had so many guardian angels. I guess.
Absolutely.
Gardening angels?
Takes gardening angels.
Oh.
Ooh, I love that. Forget gnomes, gardening angels.
Martha Stewart.
Wait, why isn't that a thing now?
I mean, right?
But is it Guardening?
Of course it is.
Gardening angels?
Of course it is.
TM, I think we need to sell these.
You're welcome, world. Yes.
I will say, I do love British movies.
Love it. I really did like this movie. I thought it just could have been a little tighter.
Yeah.
Tweaky tweaks.
It was like a solid B+, maybe A- for me.
Uh-huh.
I also learned personally, I know you said that you didn't really care for Bruce Springsteen, it turns out. I didn't really know that much of his music until I heard it. I was like, oh yeah, I like that. I really like his songs.
I like them. I don't know. People are obsessed with Bruce Springsteen.
Sure.
People are obsessed.
Yeah.
And that's great and that's fabulous. I just don't have that obsession with him.
Sure. I get that. I guess what was really interesting for me was, and they're different, obviously, I understand that. But this movie, I was like, yeah, I would listen to Bruce Springsteen. This is great. Whereas after Rocket Man, and even after Bohemian Rhapsody, I was like, yeah, I'm going to listen to more Queen.
I mean, because Queen is fucking everything.
So great. And that was the only thing that made that movie remotely enjoyable. Yeah. And I get those are biopics, but like for me, I kind of like this idea of rather than making a biopic that's like a jukebox musical, I'd rather just make a jukebox musical. Where it's like, let's take these...
It's Mamma Mia, but good.
Exactly.
I've been saying for years they need to make a jukebox musical of Bay City Rollers.
Yeah.
It writes itself.
Yeah, that'd be great. And I think that's the thing is like rather than trying to fit the songs to a person's life, particularly a rock star.
See, but I like Elton John more than Bruce Springsteen.
Interesting. I don't know.
I personally connect with his songs more.
Oh, they speak to you.
Yes, they do. They do. They do.
I mean, I like that.
It's just personal preference.
Yeah, maybe.
I like Bruce Springsteen, but I don't love Bruce Springsteen. Like, people are like, love Bruce Springsteen.
But do you love your Prada backpack?
I like my Skechers. I love my Prada backpack. Well, actually, really, Queen is the Prada backpack in this metaphor.
Sure.
It's a feel-good movie with a good message
Yep.
and a lot of heart,
Yep.
and I'm really excited that she's making more movies.
Absolutely.
And I really did like it. It's very good. I was just being nitpicky.
No, I get it. I fully get it.
Yeah.
But in the end, I was like, the heart is really what got me.
Yes.
And it's very much like you said, like a Penny Marshall movie where there's just like, there's so much heart, I can't be mad at
It's
it.
earnest.
Yes.
And the father-son relationship is great.
Oh, yeah.
The speech at the end is
Oh,
fabulous.
yeah.
And even with the relationship with the mom, they developed that over the time. Which
And
is
their
really nice.
relationship between the mom and dad, I thought was really interesting to how that develops.
Yep,
I thought there was a lot of
There was
really
a lot
good
of
stuff.
really nice stuff in
Yeah,
there. I mean,
so-
the older sister is sort of like, and then she got married and disappeared from the film. Never
Yeah.
mind.
She
We're not
liked
going to
the
talk
husband
about
in
the
her
arranged
arranged
marriage.
marriage.
At least she kind of liked him. He smiled at her a couple of times. Ah, nightmare! But, you know,
But yeah, no, but I really liked it.
cheers.
Cheers.